Sorry, Julie. Just go a little bit to your right. Hold there. Set and action. Finally see faces to the characters is very surreal, but fun. And Mr. Michael Hirsch coming in here all the way from New Zealand, much appreciated.
Wow.
Much appreciated. A lot of familiar faces. Some have worked together, some have met before, but just in case we haven't, why don't we just go around, introduce yourselves and who you're playing.
Greg Lee, and I'm playing Hotwire.
Michael Hurst playing Gage.
America Olivo, Camaro.
Erin Cummings, Hell.
Manainoji, Kinky.
Julia Voth and Trixie.
Ron Melendez, Deputy Fuchs.
Bucks.
Bucks.
Brian?
Yes,
Sorry, we skipped you back there. Just
What? Oh, I'll be reading everyone else who's not here.
no, but you are.
Oh, I'm Brian Peck, and I'm the associate producer and supplier of the production office.
Joshua Lou Friedman, second AD.
Sweet Pea.
Rachel Scott Supervisor.
Mark, Assistant Director.
Mike Velasco, production coordinator, PA, chef, whatever you guys name.
Cat,
Excellent.
come on in
Hi,
here.
I'm Kat. I'm live producer. Nice to meet you.
That's the lovely cat back there.
Who's that?
You too.
So there we go. About a year and a half ago, I hit this wall in making film in filmmaking, dealing with a lot of people out there in the industry that I felt had no business being in the position that they did, the position of power and the position of deciding who does what and who directs what and what films get made and stuff like that, and also just a desire for myself to take control of my own ship, because I've had a string of run-ins with dealing with low-budget producers that I carry on my back, or just they don't know what they're doing. Anyways, long story short, it's the frustration of the industry. And I sat down one day and I just said, okay, if I'm going to do a film and I'm gonna finance this myself, I've got to make it for as little as possible. I was just literally looking for, I want to take control. I want to have a product that I control, something that I can sell and just control it. So I just sat down there and I just said, okay, well, what's a real easy sell? Well, hot girls, guns, action, limited locations, no nights.
My name is Eric Rundeman. I'm the co-writer and the co-producer of this film.
Rick Jacobson, co-writer, co-producer, and director.
Really? You did that?
I like to think I did.
I want to mirror what Rick said. I'm so pleased to have all of you here. We are extremely honored to have you guys all with us, and it has been a very wonderful, incredibly fun 18-month odyssey so far, and you're basically making our dreams come true. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of our hearts. All right, the slap. Now, Brian, are you going to do a little narration? Rick and I had met on, I was one of the executive producers on Hercules and Xena in New Zealand for many years, and Rick was one of the directors that came down, and we used him many, many times in instant friendship when he came down, and he probably did, what, 20, 30 episodes for us, at least over 6 or 7 years.
Between Cleo and everything.
Right. And so, we even were friendly back down then, and were sort of talking about, one day when we're all back, when these shows are over, which, we had a ball working on the shows together. And so we always knew we wanted to work together again at some point. And like I said, even after we came back and he was doing his thing and we were developing television projects for years and things like that. And once again, hitting a wall, selling a pilot every year, but never getting it made because we were doing very fantasy sci-fi based things in a time where fantasy sci-fi really wasn't selling on television. And I've always wanted to get back to the kind of movies that I loved seeing as kids. Also, I felt that there was a real sort of vacant space in the market for a movie like this, a movie that's just completely knows what it wants to be, balls to the wall, fun, sexy, funny, all of those things rolled into one.
Exterior desert, late afternoon.
A gorgeous, half-naked, bloody, and beaten woman, Trixie, falls to her knees in the middle of the desert. Exhausted, she trembles uncontrollably and wails at the sky.
Now, how did you come to be involved in the Bitch Slap?
Well, I auditioned for it, and it was actually my 5th audition I've ever been on theatrically in my life. I just started acting classes 3 months before I got the part. So I started studying and going out on auditions, and my agent told me there's this script called Bitch Slap if I want to read for it, and I was like, well, let me read the script first, because I was like, Bitch Slap, I wonder what it's about. But as soon as I read it, I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. I was drawn towards Trixie, but I was open to any of the characters because I really wanted to be a part of it.
My name is Trixie. Not Sugar Lips, not Hotbox, not Dollface. It's Trixie.
One evening we went out to dinner with the ladies, and just in the conversation he says, you know, I'm just so sick of it. I'm thinking about just buying my own camera and doing my own microfilm projects. And I said, well, funny you should say that. And I gave him just a real soft pitch on what I'd kind of come up with, and he was like, yeah, that sounds really cool. You might want to take a look at it. I sent it off to him. He thought it was a good idea, thought it was something worth building on, and together we just said, yeah, let's develop it, which was music to my ears because I primarily, well, my whole thing is directing. So the whole producing thing, you know, as much as I was eager to jump into it, to go into it solo was pretty daunting. So to have someone like Eric on board and enthusiastic about it was just kind of the perfect match. And it was just funny that we both hit that same crossroads together. So it just, you know, it just felt right. So I sent him the treatment. We got together at Jerry's
Deli.
And his whole thing was, his comment was, look, I really think you got a good foundation here, but it needs more. And I was like, well, yeah, I agree. It's, you know, just kind of the rough, broad strokes of it. And then literally from that, we spent a good year just laughing our asses off, writing, you know, just kind of trying, almost in a way, almost like one-upping each other. It's like, what's the most outrageous place and situation we could put these girls in? And he would say something, and I would say something, and then he would trumpet, and you know, and it just built, and so like a year of just laughing our ass off. So, anyways, that was the genesis of how the Slap was born.
Fade in, exterior desert, early morning. A long, barren dirt road cuts across the desert landscape. Through golden light, a small plume of dust rises in the distance. A black 63 Thunderbird approaches.
I guess I always kind of like that visual of 3 scantily clad women out in this, you know, barren desert digging. And I thought, you know, dirty, sexy, cool. But again, at that time, the whole thing was just being built around hot girls, a little bit of action, limited location, no nights, that sort of thing. So it was just kind of like trying to fulfill all of those checklists, just knowing that, you know, it had to kind of do the cheapest possible. But still kind of make something that people go like, oh yeah, I'll buy that film, or I want to see that film. So certainly I've always been a big fan of the Russ Meyers and the exploitation films.
Wild women, wild whales, race the fastest pussycats and they'll beat you to death.
And you know, I spent a lot of time going through the Roger Corman mill down in Venice, and you know, was kind of always on the fringe of what Roger was doing. With girls being bad and stuff. So, but no, it didn't start off like, I'm going to do like a modern exploitation film. That just evolved with sitting around. Because even when we sat around and we kind of said, okay, it needs more. What is the more?
The driver's door opens, revealing a pair of long, silky legs. Thigh highs and garters peekaboo out of a short power business minisuit. Hell emerges.
You know what? After years of being in this business and just assuming that you had to know someone to get anything going on, I was finally proven wrong by being cast in Bitch Slap, because it was the traditional casting director puts out a breakdown, we're looking for this girl. I saw it, I called my agent submitted me, I got an audition, that led to a callback, that led to a meeting, and I was cast as Hal. It was the system actually working is how I got my role in Bitch Slap. So it has renewed my faith in show business.
I think Eric, you were the one that spawned the B story that goes in reverse. And we kind of said, well, that'd be kind of interesting, and because then it could kind of reveal the characters. Because when I did the outline, I also did like a little kind of paragraph on each girl and who they were and their backstories. And in that backstory, I had like how Helen Camaro met and stuff like that. So during our meetings, there was a couple times we were saying, okay, well, if they meet in prison, then blah, 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 blah. And then I think it was you that said, well, what if we just show that? What if we had like a flashback and we see that? Because that gets us to a new location. And then that spawned into, somewhere along the line, that spawned into, hey, well, what if it goes in reverse? And, as the A stories go and the B stories go, and, so by the time they hit at the end, there's this big reveal of who really everybody is. And that kind of, all of a sudden, that's when things kind of started to click, like that's the direction we should go. And then of course, from there, it just got more and more outrageous. And bang!
I've always been a big fan of the movie Memento. And so I said, well, what if we develop some kind of a device like that? And honestly, it was, I think we made it work, but it was very, very difficult to make everything happen in the point that it needs to happen to reveal to the A story correctly what was happening. And so while it was at sometimes headbanging, it was really good. But it also allowed us to reveal at very specific times and to show the scenes that we always wanted to see, like, chicks fighting in prison, chicks in hot bikinis at the beach, all the things that we wanted to show, but if they're just standing there in the desert. We also realized, a 90-minute movie all in the desert with girls, he and I could watch it. I'm not sure that every last person, we were trying to gain a wider audience and all that kind of stuff. So,
Camaro, a tough, streetwise bad girl, rises from the opposite side of the car, holding a 9mm pistol.
I get a phone call like one morning when I'm just like, I don't know. Always one of those mornings as an actor where you're like, oh, I guess my career's over, nothing's coming to me or happening, and you're just like, woe is me, and you're looking through your bank account, it's like negative something, and you're like, this sucks. And then you get a phone call, and in this case it was Rick, the director. No, I think it was Luke, his friend, saying, I had a friend over screening a movie that you had done with me, with Luke. And he said that somebody backed out of, or some situation that they needed one of the main characters at the last minute. They were going into production within a week or so, or starting. And he saw the footage and thinks you're right for the part. Okay, cool. What's it called? Bitch slap. Okay. Okay, well, I guess you can give me his number. He calls me. Could you come out to the Valley and meet with me and my guy friends, who would like to produce this movie called Bitch Slap? And I'm getting this random phone call, and I'm like, Valley, Bitch Slap, and computing, and I'm like, I guess, yeah, my career's come to this. It's going to be porn. It's definitely porn.
It's good. The casting was interesting because that was again one of like Rachel's comments was, and I believe Patricia had the same kind of thing, was Rachel was just flat out, I don't know, how you were going to find 3 girls to do these roles. And as I told her, I said, well, if we're in the middle of Kansas trying to cast this film, I would agree with you, but it's Los Angeles. There's a pretty good pool to find. Now, granted, it was going to be difficult because it was that kind of perfect storm of, okay, we're going to need gorgeous girls that can act and deliver these wacky lines and embrace the idea of what they have to do, and are comfortable doing the action. So, and that is a pretty tall order.
Very tall order. And then add to that we're not the biggest budget film in the world, and therefore we need to get these women basically to do this for the love of the project.
We even always kind of joked. I said, our Trixie is a girl who's been in this town for like 6 months, great, completely undiscovered talent, who's just hungry and will look at this and be excited about it. And that's damn near what we ended up with Julia. Because she's been around a little bit more, but this was essentially her first role, and what a find.
Absolutely, they're all great.
Thank you. Thank you. For making my childhood dreams come true. Being a showgirl.
Erin came in fairly early on in the cycle. And it was one of those things, same thing as when we cast Kevin Sorbo in Hercules. He was one of the first guys we brought in 10,000 other people. I was like, we like that Sorbo guy. But Erin came in right up front. She was the only person that nailed the role completely.
Yeah.
And we went, wow, she's great. We owe it to ourselves to see some more people, but she's great. And so we always sort of had Erin in our sights from the beginning.
I meet the producers and director and read and went, okay, it's obviously not porn, and the script was absolutely brilliant. It was hilarious. I totally got it once I got the name. It all made sense to me. The description that he was trying to give over the phone started to come together. And I left the room and I went, I have no idea if I gave them what they were looking for. And a couple days later, didn't hear anything. And I'm like, I thought they were moving fast on this. Oh, well, gave up, moved on. And then I got a call that I'd got offered the role.
Bam! The trunk is violently kicked open to reveal Gage. Chiseled to the lips.
It's the 30s I'm interested in.
Say it. I'm skipping. I'm sorry.
No,
to reveal Gage, late 20s.
Michael was in Hercules and is one of my dear friends. And very early on, I said to Rick, look, Michael would be great, but if we're going to try to snag him, and he had worked with Michael, so I said, well, absolutely, Michael would be great. So we sort of sent him the script. And I said, Michael, I'm writing this movie called Bitch Slap. I just want to hear your opinion. I really, I have no idea, if you're even into it or whatever, but I'd just like to hear what you think of the script. And he read it, and like 2 days later, he called me from New Zealand. He goes, I want to play Gage. And I said, I haven't really thought of that. That's a really good idea. I'm like, yes. So that's how Michael came into play.
Roll camera, please.
Oh dear, 30 years of Shakespearean.
And this is what it's come to.
This is what it's come to.
Eric Gunderman, who is the producer, produced 2 shows in New Zealand, Hercules the
Inedible Journeys.
Incredible Journeys? What was it? Hercules.
Incredible Journeys?
No, it wasn't the Incredible Hercules the something Journeys. No, it wasn't the There you go, I was only in 100 and something.
Wasn't it Incredible Journeys?
No, Hercules the... What the hell? Anyway, he produced that, which I was in, one of the stars of.
And
Holy
you don't know the
shit.
title.
That's pretty cool, I love that.
That is very cool.
Was it?
Yeah. That was pulling up the seashell with Aphrodite on it. She comes out and she was a babe. Oh, she was great. Hercules the Amazing Journeys? No. Anyway.
Legendary.
Hercules the Legendary Journeys. That's it. Thank God for that. Okay, so he produced that, and Xena, Warrior Princess. She just wasn't legendary, she was just Xena. Anyway, he produced those 2 shows, Eric did, and I was Iola's friend of Hercules in the Hercules series. And we became friends and colleagues, and have known each other ever since.
Stay down, Dick Splash!
A lot of the other actors are people that we've worked with in the past, or known, and once again have done phenomenal things for us in the past.
Honey, I'm undefeated here.
All right. Gage is putting together another bombshell bitch fest blowout. Friday, midnight.
So randomly out of nowhere, I guess it was towards maybe the end of January, beginning of February, Rick calls me up and he leaves a message and he's like, you in town? Want to come in and read? I'll email you a script, and there's a role by the name of Deputy Fuchs that we want you to come in and read for. So I read the script and I immediately just fell in love with it. I was like, wow, where did you guys come up with this? This is some of the most sick, twisted, over-the-top fun stuff that I've ever read. It's just so out there, but it makes complete and total sense. So I prepared the material.
Greg was again another Herc Xena alum, and he and I hit it off real well, and I used him on some other shows and stuff that I did. And he did, on one of the shows I did, he played just a great psycho.
Bitch, you did this on purpose! You did this on purpose!
because when I initially proposed Greg Lee, it was for Fuchs, because he's a good-looking guy, and so yeah, he'd be a good Fuchs. But then I started thinking, you know, he was an outstanding just nut job in a film, and started kind of thinking of it as Hotwire, and he came in and read for Fuchs.
Ladies, everything okay here?
Oh boy, are we glad to see you.
Yeah, I saw the fence down by the highway. You ladies aren't supposed to be here. Government tests nukes around this area. Stay too long, you could probably get a third eye. We get done with the audition, and I left, and I was feeling sort of like, you know, I hope I didn't let Rick down. But what I really wanted to say was, Rick, I am dying to read for the role of Hotwire. But on paper, I'm the last thing in the world that you would think about when you think about the character of Hotwire, the way that he's written, his physicality, his everything. So I called Rick afterwards, and I basically said, man, I would love to come. And he finished my sentence. He's like, I know what you're going to say. You want to read for Hotwire, don't you? And I was like, how did you know? And he goes, because the episode in Baywatch Hawaii that we had shot, you played a certifiably crazy lunatic. And he's like, I know you're digging Hotwire. What makes you think I won't reach buttery teeth? Tell Gage. I was pretty happy with my audition, and I think everybody else was. And Rick called me, I don't know, I guess it was the following day, and he's like, you're our guy. And I was like, I'm your guy for Deputy Fuchs or Hotwire? And he goes, Hotwire. And I was like, oh, you're kidding me. Thank you.
Ladies, everything okay out here?
Boy, are we glad to see you.
And then Ron Melendez came in for Fuchs, and we had seen several Fuchs by that point, and all good.
Great.
All good. Ron came in and just sort of like, you know, because he had to have the heart, he had to have the looks, had to have the chops, had to make us cry, had to make us feel bad for him, and then obviously it gets wasted. And so he had us from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just
Ron
great.
Ron was.
Once he left, we were like, yeah, that's our guy.
I knew something was going on here. All right, drop it! Brian told me that he was doing a movie and that I should come out and audition for it, and so I went and I auditioned for it, and I was brilliant, and so here I am today.
In true actor fashion, after Ron came in and pretty much we all went, oh, well, he's Deputy Fuchs, I then received a text message from Ron apologizing profusely for his terrible audition. I know I'll never get this role. So.
Giddy up! Come on, giddy up! Let's go, horsey!
Manai, who played Kinky, actually came as a recommendation from Ron, because Ron and Manai worked together on General Hospital. They actually play lovers, doctors, and lovers on General Hospital. So, you know, Ron said, do yourself a favor and see this girl Manai Noji for Kinky, because, you know, I just think she'd be great.
Yeah, good.
Open your legs up. Wider.
What looks best? Does it look best to go?
Oh yeah, we'll do the whole thing.
The role was much smaller, both in scale and in lines in the script, until we saw her do her business, and then we just said, okay, we've got to expand this, and sort of gave her her marching orders. She came back with great material, and so, you know, just it was just funny to watch. Funny to watch her work.
Kiss me, Hotwire. Kiss me. No, kiss me now, Hotwire. Kiss me now. No, kiss my chin, Hotwire. Oh, yeah. Oh, shh. You're ruining the moment.
I'm not kissing.
I used to have dreams of being Wonder Woman for years, and she was my generation's version of like a kick-ass girl. So when I read this script, it was the best mixture of like hot woman that can fight, but it's a little dirty, and I love that.
Reset, Dennis. And action.
Hey, dude, my name's Dennis Kiefer, and I'm playing, what's my name? Mac Daddy. I'm the Mac Daddy, all right? I've been a stuntman and actor for 15 years, okay? But I gotta go, all right?
Action!
My name's Scott Hanley, and I play Black Ice, who is a short-lived character that gets his face torn off by one of the angrier vixens in the movie, I believe. What's her name?
Oh, yes!
And motorcycle! Okay, great. Good. Move on. Way to go, guys.
Yeah, America's her real name. Camaro. Camaro, yeah. So Camaro tears my face off with a motorcycle, and that's it, really.
Where's the key, Black Eyes?
Fuck you, bitch! I don't have it!
And hit him! And action.
My dear friend Mark Lutz had just finished starring in a movie that he also wrote, huge Canadian film based on Victor Davis, this sort of Canadian hero who was an Olympic gold medal winner at the Olympic swimmer. Mark had just finished that project, and I'm now asking him to do 2 lines as Lederhosen Man. So he took some convincing, but now is very happy that he participated. Yeah! You know, and then the other roles just sort of came from, you know, again, you know, Eric knew some people, you know, his kid's karate instructor, Mr. Karame, came in, he was the Sheik. Of course, he stepped on stage, I was like, of course he's the Sheik.
Thankfully, I still have a very good relationship with the people that we made Hercules and Xena with. And so, yeah, we wanted to pepper this movie with quite a few fun cameos for anybody who was watching and go, oh, that's pretty amusing. And so, yeah, I called Lucy and Renee and
Well,
said,
originally we thought about like Lucy, Ren, Kevin, and we thought, you know, let's not dip into the Xena Herc bag, you know, because it's, you know, I don't know. So we
feel uncomfortable about it, you know, it's sort of like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, you know, oh, is that, you know, the only people you can kind of pull on? You know, it was just kind of like, so we tabled it for a while, but then we kind of kept going, you know, or are we being stupid for not taking advantage of that?
Yeah, I think it was even more about, wouldn't it be funny to technically exploit them in our little exploitation film? Yeah. And so I think I called Lucy and Renee, or sent them an email like, making this little movie called Bitch Slap, exploitation movie. Love to have you guys come out for a day playing nuns. ... Love Eric.
Eric emailed us and we said, you bet.
Hey ladies, you want to play? That was pretty much it.
That's all he had to do.
What is it that troubles you, sister? Please help me, Mother Superior.
I emailed back saying it's outrageous, it's hilarious. Can't wait. That's what I said.
Are you sure?
I did. I read it.
Oh, you did? I didn't read it. They
Yeah, it's
didn't
funny.
send it. I wonder why he didn't send it to me. Do you think he thought I would?
Didn't he?
Or do you think maybe it was in an attachment?
Attachment,
I just
that's
went, yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, whatever you want.
Sorbo, I talked to him, you know, fairly frequently, so I just called him and said, making a little movie called Bitch Slap. It's not quite in the image that you project in all of your family-friendly films, but
although he did want to play Gage.
Yes,
he loved. Oh, I know. He loved Gage.
Yeah, he did love Gage. So I'd love to play. No, he said he'd love to play Deputy Fuchs.
That's right.
Kevin read the script. He goes, I sent him the script, and he said, I love your script. It's fantastic. It made me laugh. It made me cry. I would like to play Deputy Fuchs. And so I had to call him back and say, well, Kevin.
Did you read the character line?
Yeah, I said, Kevin, well, there's a couple problems. First of all, we found somebody that we love for Deputy Fuchs in Ron Melendez. And 2, Deputy Fuchs is supposed to be like 23 years old. And, you know, and
it's supposed to be a possible love interest for Trixie.
Right, exactly. And we're like, you know, not saying that you're not still 23, but, you know, you have a little more of a mature, harder edge to you than that character. You know, lovable Deputy Fuchs. So, so I said, but I would like you to play Mr. Phoenix.
But then,
we may have to do 3 iron this time. I got a call from Eric Grundeman, my old producer from Hercules, and he said he's doing this movie. But I said I'd love to read the script. So I read the script, and he said Michael Hurst is playing this guy, and we got this person playing this person. He named off the people, and I said, well, why can't I be in this? And he said, well, there actually is one part left, and we only need you for maybe a day, but you know. If you want the part, take the part. So I said I'd take it.
Hey, Kevin! Oh my God!
Oh my God! It's good to see we just did this, but we're doing it again for the camera.
It was a man hug. Okay.
It was a man hug. That's right. Broke back acting. Very good to see you.
How long has it been, guys?
It's been 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Yeah.
2.5 years. I went and saw. I was doing a convention down in Sydney and Melbourne, and he was doing a very strange play, making love to a goat.
Oh, that's right. That was the
Auckland. I saw the opening day.
We can cut the goat stuff out. Yeah, you did. That's
Left
right.
his
That's
wife
right.
for a goat.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because this was so cool about this play was that it was done in a it was like a horseshoe, the theater, and we're right on top of you. And it's interesting watching other people watching the play because when Michael, you'd be sitting right here, he'd walk right up to you and they'd be talking, and it shows you how self-conscious people get.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want to look at him. They'd kind of look down.
He was fine because he was used to being right on top of me. So he was fine.
I was very fine with it. You know, let me sit down here so we look eye to eye.
Fuck it. Let's go again. So what, you can do some acting in this, are you?
I don't think so.
No? Oh, good. Okay.
I'm going to ask for Anthony Quinn cue cards and everything. But it is good to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
Very cool.
You know, you hear these stories not, and we've all worked on those movies before where, you know, where casting is just, it's just like crawling over broken glass. You can't seem to make it, all the pieces work and all that kind of stuff. And once again, even though we had some casting hiccups from the casting director standpoint very early on in the movie, once we were rolling, you know, we didn't see 1,000 people for these roles. We saw very few based on what it is, but, you know, it all worked, I think, worked great. Much better than I ever...
Freakishly.
Yeah, freakishly so.
First shot after lunch? Action. It's our first action scene of the movie. I'm so excited. I get to throw punches.
Just a little bit more, yeah. Boom. Boom. Kind of float in. Boom. That one was a little bit, felt a little off.
To the side, yeah. That's again when you twist your hips to the last.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Zoe Bell, and I am the stunt coordinator / camera double / occasional hell double. I've also been the Pinky double, and I was also Kinky's opponent. I'm a multitasker. Not sure what my title's going to be, but coordinator I think is probably the most prominent one.
Zoe was our first and only choice to be the stunt coordinator of this movie. She was one of the first, in fact, before we even finished writing the movie, this was probably September, October, November of the year before we even shot it. I know Zoe since she was, she's a Kiwi. Her first stunt jobs were on my shows down in New Zealand. She became Xena's stunt double for many years. Worked on every one of my shows. Was terrific. Always loved Zoe, and I've been following her career here, and we would speak once every 6 months or a year to catch up and stuff. But as we were doing this, once we wrote the immortal lines in the script, and the biggest chick fight in cinema history takes place. ... We sort of realized, okay, we have to have somebody that has an incredibly fun and funny flair. Somebody, once again, we're not going to get Buddy Joe Hooker to do this movie because of our budget and everything else. And we also thought, hey, how great would it be to actually have a female stunt coordinator, which pretty much don't exist in Hollywood, do this movie.
So go kick, boom, to the fist. Okay, so I'm gonna go, boom, boom. And he rang me up and said that they were doing this movie and they wanted me to be involved, and would I consider being the stunt coordinator? And I mean, at first I was like, "No, are you crazy? I've never done that before. I'll double, And then the more I thought about it, I was like, God, I would love to. A perfect opportunity to work with. It's a really safe place to be learning and taking risks, because basically with the budget we have, they can't really be disappointed with anything I do. But also, I love these guys, and I know they love me, and we're all on the same page. It's very sort of Xena-esque in terms of the shooting style and the conditions we're working under, and the attitude required. So it's a really familiar place for me to be in slightly unfamiliar territory. It's cool.
She was very interested in doing it, but like everybody else, this was like still 6 months before we were shooting, and by that point Zoe may have done 5 or 6 movies in between and stuff, and thankfully the schedule worked out. We kept in contact. She read the script and went, "Oh my God, this is way over the top. I'm in."
Kick to the shin, punch to the face, from here, look for your opponent, kick her in the face, kick her in the face again. Yeah! Stay down, bitch!
When I was in my interview for this movie, the producers were telling me a little bit about who was involved, and they said, we have Zoe Bell as our stunt coordinator, and as they were saying, and she played Uma Thurman's stunt double in Kill Bill 1 and 2, and Lucy Lawless's stunt double in Xena, I was almost urinating on myself.
Preparation for the role of Camaro and for starting production in Bitch Slap was me making sure that I looked the best because, you know, you can't be on film unless you're like really pretty, get exfoliated, and you get your massage and your nails done and all that. And then you realize that you show up to the first day at the table read when they're like, okay, you're gonna need to chop your nails off and we're gonna need to rough house you, we're gonna have to pull your hair and tease it. And I'm like, but I just got my hair done and but I'm gonna be on camera and I want to look pretty. Oh yeah, and you know, keep the scars and then just scratch you up a bit and beat you down and we'll put some bruises on you. I'm like, oh, okay. So that was the first realization of what this movie was really, where we were going with it.
Sometimes I'm really naive when it comes to things. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, okay. I just don't ask questions. I just do it, you know? So it was kind of like that. I mean, I tried to educate myself as much as I could of being on set. So I got like Michael Caine's acting on set or DVD or whatever and just like watched it over and over and talked about hitting your mark and talking about eyeline, talking about which eye to look at in the actor and whatever, and just read books and I just tried to be as informed as possible when I got on set so I wouldn't be like, what am I doing? What's my line? And I knew I would have been overwhelmed and I wanted to make sure that the performance I gave was the best that I could.
And then we were going to the shooting range and learning how to shoot guns for real so that we didn't look like complete, you know, dorks, or I didn't. It'd been a while since I'd been to a shooting range, and you know, so you can really feel the kick on guns that don't have kick when you're actually filming. And Zoe on the weekends doing fight training and choreography, and just learning the hits and how to take them, how to fall and not break anything, and how to beat up your co-star without really hitting her and make it look real.
Fuck, shit, sorry. God damn it.
But I got some Carmen Electra striptease for fitness videos, and I watched them over and over and over in my bedroom.
And then, of course, you know, script preparation, just trying to give backstory to Camaro that's not in the script, and there's some things that were left up to me by the director and the writers.
Stripping in like 7-inch, 8-inch platforms, that was challenging to learn.
What the pills do to Camaro, or, you know, just, you know, when she flips, just what flips her and how hard she flips and what that is and how to really go there. And all of that was probably the hardest preparation.
Everything that happens from now on does so with all of us in agreement, as a team. Is that clear? When I was reading the script, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I just kept seeing Hel as a redhead. Maybe it was the fact that her name is Hel, I don't know what it was, but I saw her as a redhead, and so when I went in for the final meeting with the producers, they said, what do you think about us dyeing your hair? And my response was, only if I get to be red. Yeah. And they said, that's exactly what we were thinking. So apparently we were all on the same page with Hel being a redhead. And what's the name of the salon? What?
It's Bagudi Salon.
Bagudi?
Bagudi is the salon, but his name is Jose.
Weird name.
Jose Azari.
Jose Azari. Okay, that's better. So the producers took me to see Jose Azari at the Bagudi Salon. Is that right? Yeah. In typical Erin Cummings obsessive compulsive disorder fashion, I have tabbed every scene, every line, every action. All of my lines are highlighted and tabbed in blue.
I said, look, I'll probably just need some body parts from you that I can, you know, I think if Tony's worried that he has to really dress them a lot, it's pretty tough, by the way.
Any scenes that happen on a flashback on a green screen are, hold on, let me find one. Here's one. Parking garage, that's a flashback, it's on green screen, so it's highlighted in green and tabbed in green, and then any scenes that happen in the desert are highlighted in purple and tabbed in purple. And I love being a redhead. I was a redhead for a smidge of time during college, and let's just say I was very popular. So I was excited to be a redhead again. See, I think it's important that I get dressed up in these little outfits because the crew just lights up like little Christmas trees when they see fabulous outfits walking through the set. Rhinestone face, rhinestone headpiece, rhinestone bodice, and rhinestone shoes.
George.
Yes, sir.
Do we own this
I
parachute?
only wish I had a rhinestone
yes, sir.
booty.
We bought
but
it?
I don't.
No,
That's
it's a
okay.
rental.
Looks just fine.
But what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm sure we can destroy it in any way we need to.
Let's just get this all kind of like in a nice little bundle. So it's
Okay.
almost like a pack.
You guys have all sort of know what we're doing on the green screen stage if you've read the script, obviously. But you know, sometimes when you're there, you may go, it's not really making sense narratively. We're not blocking a scene, you know, or a fight from beginning to end and doing a high wide. We're going to be approaching this very differently. So obviously, ask questions when we're there. You know, it is going to be a bit of a pisser because green screen work can get a little bit mind-numbing sometime, and then we'll be in the so you'll be, thank God we're going outside for 3 weeks, and then we're outside for 3 weeks.
And wishing you're back in the green screen.
Correct.
Good start.
For me, I look back on my career as filmmaking, and many of my best experiences were those low-budget films where everybody was just there for the film, enjoying each other's company, and just really kind of wanting to be there and make the best film possible. So it was kind of like, if we can assemble a crew that, you know, we said, you know, instead of the typical low budget thing where you shoot 6-day weeks and god awful hours, we said, look, we're going to go 5-day weeks, 12-hour days. We'll, you know, pull the plug because I don't want to work more than 12 hours. Eric doesn't want. And, you know, with the rates that were being paid, at the very least, we could say, hey guys, come on, we'll have a good time. You'll have nice weekends off. So hopefully, you know, you guys will, you know, come on board with us. And we just pretty much got that with our crew.
Wow, she's big. Yeah. Wow. It's good.
Valley was a guy, Valley and I met on a film back in 2005. And on that film, and again, a real no-budget film. But Valley was wearing a lot of hats on that. He was a production designer, he did props, he did a couple other little smaller gigs, but just had a great experience working with Valley. He was like just a real workhorse and just got a lot of it done and got it done by himself. So after we kind of, you know, fished around for a while, I brought up Valley, and so Valley came on, and you know, he said, yeah, sure. He again loved what we were trying to do, and
I think
said,
he likes hot girls too.
Well,
that didn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And he initially was going to be doing props as well, but then we got George Hobbs in, who's that's what he does, because our props list was massive on this film.
Yeah.
What are you working on? I'm making a dildo, sir.
I remember when we printed our first props list, we said, this has got to be one job. This Valley can't do this as well.
Yeah. But in true Valley form, he gave it a go. He gave it a go. He just started doing the production design stuff, which was met with mixed results.
This is the first time the three girls have actually been in the Thunderbird together. This is the first time they've been on set together. This is it. We're making a movie. Go ahead.
Got it.
God. God. A little rust in here. Well, I was walking down the street and the producer just pulled up behind me. You know, I hear this car horn go like honk or ooga or something like that. And I turn around and there's this guy. He goes, "Hey, how are you?" And it turned out to be Eric Grundemann. And he just asked me into his car. And we drove through the Topanga Canyon. Well, then the rest is history.
And action! Oh, come on, man. That was a low blow, man. All right.
Yeah. How's up for you? Let's do this.
Come on.
Let's do this. Yeah, punch him.
Right there.
Eric! Oh, it's so good to see you.
I leave for an hour and this is what happens.
What do you think?
I love it.
Couldn't be closer. I mean, couldn't be further away from the gate. We could have the glasses on too, if you like. More intelligent look.
Yeah, that's true because the rest of the outfit screams intelligence. Very nice.
Yes.
What
yes.
what is the, I'm interested to know, what do you feel is the difference, if any, really, of working in New Zealand and working in America?
Working on this production, there ain't no difference at all as far as I'm concerned. What's great, and I truly mean this, what's great is there's a hands-on approach. There's everybody in it together. Nobody is less important than anybody else, and I mean that. No one in front of the camera, no one behind the camera. And I'm always for that because I am of the school of you all have to be prepared to get your hands dirty. And if you're not prepared to get your hands dirty, roll your sleeves up and pitch in, forget it. To me, it becomes a little bit unreal. It's very easy, I think, and I've seen actors do it, to get disconnected from the reality of just being a person. You know, that just, to me, that's no way to carry on because it just isn't real.
Just getting ready for the scene, man. No, I should be doing it. Fucking getting ready for the fucking scene, you know. You want to see it? There's more internet possibilities. Oh, man.
What I love about this production is that, and in New Zealand, we tend to have that happening all the time, mainly because, you know, budgets are small. You know, necessity is the mother of invention all the time, so people are thinking up groovy ways to make something work, and look, it's on this the whole time. This is a tight budget, so none of us are in it, we're only in it for the glamour. That's why I was dressed like that before. So honestly, it's identical. I think the paperwork sounds more complex. The tax shit and all that sounds a lot more complex in America than it does in New Zealand. But the way, the process, the friendliness, it's exactly the same. Now, I haven't worked on a $150 million picture ever, so I don't really know what that's like. I can imagine what it might be like. Certainly, I think Hercules had more of a. I'm thinking it was more. I mean, one episode of Hercules is like 4 times the budget that this is being spent on this. And we did have, you know, camper vans, and there was a little bit. Sometimes actors would come in and be all kind of. But really, the crew would just be, you know, and you just didn't want to. You don't want to be on. You want to be friends with the crew, not just so that you'll, you know, look good or whatever, but because then the project is whole. Do you know what I mean? And I that's what you need. This is gonna just. I think this is completely overflowing with, you know, everybody in together. It's fantastic.
Me and Richard, like on the first day, we were like, we should build a pull-up bar. Just so, you know, why not? You gotta set challenges for yourself.
Totally.
And you don't want to pick a goal that's fucking easy. You want to pick one that's gonna sound impressive, so.
Here we are.
We were like, 10,000 sounds absurd. Let's do it.
And now Lucy was making bedtime stories at the time, and the Adam Sandler movie, and so we spent probably a month trying to figure out, because her schedule, she was working every day, and thankfully the first AD of that movie is a good friend of mine, Dan Silverberg, and so Dan and I were working behind the scenes trying to figure out when we would actually be able to shoot Lucy so she could actually come and do this day of photography for us, and it worked out ironically that she was playing, but she and Renee were playing sort of slightly nasty Catholic nuns on Good Friday because that was the only day that we were definitely shooting and they were not.
Exactly. Okay, let's just do a little bumble through.
It's damned. This is a damned movie, isn't it?
Yes, it revels in wickedness.
Yes, we've come to bless the people involved and pray for them, be with them over here.
Quite right, Sister Mary Joseph. Yes. We wanted to present another side of life. I think it's important. A little bit of balance. That's what you need, a little bit of balance.
Purity, all about being good.
And you are very pure.
I am very, very pure.
Roll, please.
God. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Okay. Alrighty. The desert holds many secrets, but simply scratch beneath the surface, and you will find a plethora of mythic possibilities. The seething primordial ooze that lurks behind this veil of tears, this insubstantial pageant faded which we call reality. And it's in this fecund creative slime that you'll find the awesome, mesmerizing power that is bitch slap.
We finished shooting the green screen on a Monday, and so we were going to go up to the desert, drive out. The whole crew was going to drive out to the desert. And my first experience with driving out to because I had to drive the Thunderbird out there, which I was kind of a little like, boy, I better go out there the night before because I don't know if it's going to make it. So I get out there, Thunderbird makes it great. I hook up, Eric's already out there, and he goes, well, every vehicle is stuck.
Grip electric truck is stuck in the sand, but at least it's pretty close. We'll be okay. And stuck in the middle of the road because we were on a dirt road where sand had blown in, all these big trucks, and they're basically just blocking the road, completely stuck.
So that was the first kind of like, that was the, it's like, oh, well,
that
and
doesn't
it's like,
sound
well,
good.
Michael's out there, he's going to work through the night and stuff like, so you can kind of go, okay, well, hopefully it'll be kind of sorted out by the time we get there. So, drive out there the next morning, get there, the whole excitement, new location, we're off the green screen stage, this is awesome, looks like it's going to be a great day. Get out there, there's vehicles, vehicles are all over the place, but,
You can at least get through.
They're all off the road, yeah, so it's kind of like, okay, well, and, some vehicles are parked on the wrong side, but, great. So I'm driving the Thunderbird, I'm just kind of looking, and as I'm driving up there, I'm looking, and I, for the first time, see Gage's compound, which we've had numerous location scouts and talked, with production designer and, talked with everybody that needs to know. Like,
Pegged out sort of where it was going to be,
here's
how
what's
far
gonna be,
back.
how it's going to be. I had a drawing and stuff of the place that, just to kind of give a sense of what it looks like and stuff. And so I'm driving, and it's, it's
on the wrong plot of land.
On the wrong plot of land, and it's like about 150 feet further away from the road than it's supposed to be.
Something like that. Okay, all right. So the end is, so this is the line. The end, okay.
Is she here? Is Jenny Bird here?
Yeah.
Can you go get her very quickly?
There she is.
Please?
Jenny.
Jenny, guys, can you come over?
Rick, I'd just like you to hear from these ladies as well.
Well,
From
we're
these
thinking
ladies?
about moving the trailer.
That's exciting.
Oh, I think so. How long is it going to take us? And do you think that is it going to take us all day to do this?
To get everything back to exactly where it is?
No.
No, I just want it Just I want to hear.
It will probably, I mean, it would take a good 4 or 5 hours just to move everything.
Okay.
And that's if it doesn't get stuck in the sand, and then we have to wrangle it getting out of the sand.
Did you use that thing to move
They
it?
use the they use the tractor because the
because everything else got stuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean the windows on the that's how the window on the trailer broke because it was bouncing all around on the sand. So. I mean,
how did you move the pickup truck out of the total?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did it dawn on you the same time? Did I come to you with
No,
the
it
news?
was, yeah, because I actually hadn't even looked at the set at that point because I was still trying to get like the actors, the honey wagon and stuff actually to the point where the actors could actually show up on set.
So, and I mean, I'm very big on composition and the frame telling the story and stuff like that. So I had a lot of the way the car pulls up and where the car stops and how it frames up Gage's place. And, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well, not only is it on the wrong plot of land, which has all these great big huge bushes and all this weeds and it gets buried into this hillside and stuff. So, I mean, literally, if you stood on the road and looked at Gage's compound, it looked like a miniature. It just looked like this tiny model. And it's just like this because out in the desert, there's no sense of scale. It's just, you got all these, and out in Palmdale, Lancaster, I don't know what kind of bushes these things are, but they look like tiny bushes, but they're actually huge. So now all of a sudden you've got a Gage compound, which is 150 feet further beyond where it's supposed to be, and these big bushes, it looked like a model. I even told Eric, I said, dude, we could have a matte painting out there and it'd be fine. There's no reason to even have that thing.
Okay, I'll start moving it, okay?
Well,
I think that's going to probably be a conservative estimate. I think we're looking at
even with
minimum after lunch is our first shot, unless we start, unless we at least get the girls in the car and bring them down the road or something.
we could start shooting. We could start
Is there
shooting.
stuff that angles off the trailer? Is there stuff angling this direction or something?
We could start shooting them at the car. When they pull Gage out.
Okay.
We could shoot that.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of stuff just looking that way back down the road.
Does that mean should we be moving the grip electric truck and everything
Yes.
that's over there and move that out of the way? Okay.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, our only digger obviously is going to be the noise and stuff, but we can just work in between.
Okay.
And are we sure we can shoot on this part permit-wise?
This is actually the place that I originally thought we were shooting. So we're technically
Because when we were out here with
we're
Mike,
technically not on
right.
not on the property I think we're supposed to be.
but when Mike was here, because when the first conversation happened between Mike and Valley about where everything would go,
Yeah.
Mike was like, "All right, well, I'm having a problem with those sisters and blah 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 and blah blah
Yeah.
blah and Palmdale la la la."
Yeah.
And so I think that's why we set it over there.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, that's just
I believe if my survey calculations are correct, this is actually the property that we were meant to be on in the first place, and that is different property.
And you're gonna have the.
So here we are. Where
Our department had built the fences. I mean,
Everything.
not only was the
Dress.
trailer in location, but our pickup was on location. All the fences had been
windmill.
built, the windmill, the whole thing. Yeah. So it was like,
It was just like, oh my god, and it was really just, I was like, oh my, and we're now into shooting. We're into our allotted time of shooting, and it's just like, well, what did we do?
Now, my silly question: your estimate of 4 or 5 hours? Hi, I'm Mark.
Johnny.
Oh, you've not met Jimmy?
No, we haven't met yet.
We met at that first meeting.
There you go, that's right.
Like 4 years ago.
With everybody helping, or just your department?
No, that's everybody. All hands on. I mean, that could be with problems. You know?
Idea.
All right, well then let's do it, and let's start looking for things to do on the road, and let's move all these other vehicles out of the way, and we can angle in this direction, and we can get the girls.
Yeah, we can
do all
them.
If they're basically doing it on the road. What's that?
I love it. It was one of those things, you go into filmmaking and you go, okay, daytime exterior.
Easy.
We'll be able to blow through this. We're going to shoot. I'm shooting all, 99% handheld. We'll be able to blow through this fast. Further from the truth. It was just like,
We didn't have ocean. We didn't have children. We didn't have horses. It should have been easy.
It should have been easy, and it wasn't.
Is it basically
All
right behind
fun.
you?
It's right here.
Fun and games. See, it would only take us in New Zealand. It would only take us 2 hours.
There's
But
the front door.
I'm glad because I asked if there was any hills out here because of the echoing. So coming into out here is going to help this property. Because there's really going to be no way to block it. So,
I love it.
Let's go. I reckon we get
stuck in it. Oh my God! Look, they started. They started.
Did I mention I have lower back problems?
Thankfully, we just said, well, I wanted to actually move it back to its original plot of land, but Eric is like, look, we already got the okay from the film commission to be on this plot of land, even though we're not permitted for it. The film commission said, yeah, you guys can be here.
What could you do?
First team on set.
Right-handed.
Right-handed.
So do you?
It kind of threw obviously a big wrench in the first day, and it's actually threw a wrench in the first day that we never recovered from.
I only showed up today so that I could
with the
quit
hit,
in
with
person.
the punch. Now you got to not be shy about that. Swing it round, and you can hit. You can just sort of test, see how hard you can. Yeah. Go a bit lower. No, seriously, about there. Okay, now you swing that round and hit. Oh, that's good. No, it's great. I'm acting. So go for it.
You really want me to come?
Yeah, do that one and then do that one. Yeah.
Good morning.
Don't come
How
forward.
are you?
That's all it takes. But if you make a big swing on that one, I can go to the ground.
Okay.
So it's like,
Did I take you too hard?
No.
Okay. When you came up with the blood, I was like,
no, you can hit me really hard. I'll get strong stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, so. That's good. That'll be good. Sell the shit out of it.
Cool. Great.
And what else? That's about.
Start rehearsal.
The thing about making punches look strong is if you do this, but if you come back first, bam, like really sell. Oh, that's it. And you can take a time. Oh. Because I'll wait. I'll go. I'll go like this.
Okay.
And then you can do a.
That's nice.
I love that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
Someday there's gonna be a train.
Shut up.
Someday there's gonna be a sheriff and a deputy. Someday that train's gonna pay. And I ain't gonna cry no more. Ain't gonna cry no more. Ain't gonna cry. Nobody no more. And I ain't gonna cry no more. Ain't gonna cry no more. Ain't gonna cry no more.
Hold. Hold the tractor, please.
Cut. Actually, very cool reaction. Yeah. Cut.
Action!
Why do you slob mine off, huh? I gave you my life, and you set me up. Where's the goods?
Psycho ragmuncher.
And in the corner. Bring this corner a bit towards. Only no regulator. Like this. We have to put the see one.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
I love being out here. I think the direction we're shooting in is just a little, it's beautiful. I mean, and I see it as quite close to LA. Am I wrong? It's like, doesn't feel far away to me.
It's only an hour.
Yeah, so it's the illusion of emptiness. When in fact, you look at the... I guess the sad thing is the trash in the desert. I don't know what people expect the desert to do, kind of soak it up and,
So day one, it was just clusterfuck after clusterfuck. Location was wrong. There was all these production things which I really don't care about. But my only concern was there was no breakfast. And so I finally had to just say fuck it, and I ate a sugar-crusted blueberry muffin covered in cream cheese. So I told Eric Grundeman that he was just going to have to accept the fact that I'd be round for the day. Day two, there was what could only be described as a Wizard of Oz style tornado blowing through the desert.
Hi, I'm Michael Hurst, and this is not simply a movie. It's a searing indictment of the social mores that pervade the rapidly expanding nihilism in modern society. It's an existential cornucopia, if you will, that shatters our illusions, destroys our preconceptions, and functions as a plea for understanding in a mechanized ethos.
Yes. Day two, cottage cheese, breakfast, so much better.
In the pocket.
The longest I've ever been in places of element on photo shoots would have been like a day or two max. Like I've been like in the desert, but usually photo shoots like to go to the beach, which is nice. So I'm not from Saskatchewan, so we don't have deserts. We don't have sandstorms and stuff. We have snowstorms in winter, but you just stay in your house and stay warm, and that's fine. But it was the first week. I remember I went home at the end of the first week. I was like, I don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if I can do this. Well, at that time it was 2 more weeks. It was 2 more. I don't know if I can do this for 2 more weeks. Oh my God. But it's funny how fast you get acclimated to it, and that you're like, I can, you sort of forget about it. But it's the whole sand and the dirt and the wind and the cold in the beginning. It was so cold, and I always had my big jacket over me, and it was very challenging. It was challenging not only professionally, but in my own sanity, in my own self, to just push through and, okay, Julia, take your coat off, and I'm wearing this. And they're like, and now run around and, scream and be scared. And I'm like, okay, give me a moment. It's like you're freezing, your lips are turning blue, and but a challenge, definitely.
Sorry. I hate filming in the desert. And if I never see sand again, I don't care if it's at a beach, I will be so happy. This was my first experiment with elements shooting, like, oh, we're gonna go shoot in Antarctica and it's gonna be great. No, it's gonna suck. We're gonna go shoot in the desert and it's gonna be awesome. No, it's gonna be horrible. Because I figured desert, it's hot. Okay, so I'll bring a cold bottle of water and a fan and I'll be fine. I had no idea that I was gonna be dressed up in a hooded parka like I am an Inuit. That's the right word, right? Shit. So much for me being the smart one.
The winds were a huge thing that no one factored in, just because everything had to be tied down. Girls, we wanted the girls to look great. Well, you work the girls great in a condition like that. They're constantly having to get the touch-ups, the hair, flying silks. Yeah, it was just. There was even times I thought, okay, I'm gonna scratch this. I'm gonna get back on schedule. So I'm gonna take this scene and I'm gonna stand all 3 girls on the exact same mark, and I'm just gonna have them say their lines and be like, surely we'll get back and take like half a day to shoot it. And I'd look over my AD going, what is wrong? It's like the girls are just standing on their marks and it's taking 6 hours to shoot. Just the nature of wind, hair, makeup, lighting.
It's the nature of wanting the women to look beautiful.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day. And we sort of said, well, we could either go faster and spend less money and have badly lit, even though we have gorgeous women sort of, coming out sort of like on, oh, oh.
Yeah, well,
or we could spend the time to light them right and make the film sort of what we want to.
And have a cool look. I mean, stylistically too, we always had these hot edges on the girls with mirror boards and stuff, and then it just took time, and because low budget, we didn't have a big crew, so it would take all of the grips to set up the flat, to set up a silk, and safety it all down because of the winds. So it's not like we had a huge crew where these guys are doing this, these guys are doing this, these guys are doing this, ready to shoot. It's like they had to do this, then they had to do that, then they had to do that. Meanwhile, the girls, the actors' hair and makeup's all being tortured around, and so we are honestly on the back foot from the get-go and never recovered.
Encapsulating in one brave stroke the struggle for identity in a societal wasteland, Bitch Slap carves its existential melange. Menage. Leave it there. Straight away. Okay. Encapsulating in one brave stroke the struggle for identity in a societal wasteland, Bitch Slap carves this existential menage across the moral canvas in a blaze of unremitting alacrity. It's a salutary reminder of the folly of familiarity, and it's a welcome reappraisal of the cultural zeitgeist, with tits and guns.
Michael was born in England and lived in England, I think, till he was 6 or 7, until his parents, immigrated to New Zealand. And so he's got that, and he sort of ran with a rough crowd in England and all that kind of stuff. And one of the reasons they moved was they were like, geez, this guy, our little boy is probably going to end up being a hooligan of the massive sorts and possibly be die before his time kind of thing. And so he's got all that stuff in him. But watching him play Gage is just music to our eyes. He's so funny. And
he just brought so much weight to Gage that, well exceeded certainly what I had kind of pictured with the role.
You're a good guy then.
Huh?
You're a good guy then.
I like to think that I'm a reasonably sane and well-adjusted person, even though the thing I do for a living is extremely ridiculous. I find myself standing in the desert in a G-string and kimono, but it's all for the higher purpose of art. Not God, art. I indicate blue because it lies upwards,
The universe,
The universe, the trend, which theoretically is actually every single direction anyway.
Yes.
Art, darling.
And, just incredible to work with. Dedication, and again, a great example of how everyone just pitched in. I can't tell you how many times I'd look over and Michael would be moving chairs, humping equipment, like if we were moving to a new location, if we were wrapping out. He was never that guy, sitting in the chairs. I mean, he was just always there, just working and just doing what he can for the better of the film.
Oh no, what's that? What is that?
Ooh, that's a tailbone. That's a little tailbone.
Oh, well then it's not human, is it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh well, boring. If it was human, we'd be
I think
interested.
it's good set dressing, though.
We found the evidence here.
And the most, like I said, the worst conditions. He taught the rest of our cast a lot of lessons about
being there for the film.
Being there for the film. The work is the work, and this is what we all dream of: is actually making a movie and embracing that, even in its toughest points. When you've got the wind, when it's incredibly cold, you've got the sand blowing, and you're dressed in very little clothing. You're shooting a very long take, or you're doing multiple takes or whatever, and you're very, very cold and miserable. He's always the guy down there, with his face firmly planted in the mud or in the sand.
And when people, can we get you a Fernie pad? No, I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, because he knows that it's going to make the film great, and that
And
allows Rick to shoot the shot exactly the way he needs to.
Without
you see him hit the ground, it's like, oh, that looks like it hurt, and it did.
Again?
Craft
I was diddered.
One more, Rick?
Yeah, Michael. I have so many fond memories of Michael, but certainly one of the ones that will always stick out in my mind with him was him at the peak of his being abused by the girls and just looking like absolute hell. Wind blowing sideways, his hand still in the trunk, and him sitting there on the ground.
Blood in his crotch, probably.
Blood on his crotch. He was just, and I was sitting there. We were in between the girls, wait for the girls to be, kind of their final looks, and I was sitting there with the camera on my shoulder, just kind of shielding my face. And I look up at Michael, and he's sitting there, and he's just, just waiting on his mark, just waiting. And you look over and all of the girls, and rightfully so, because we want the girls to look good. The whole umbrella, brigade around them, and the hair, makeup, and just everybody just fawning, just making sure they all look great. And Michael just
never out of the sun.
Not a single, just him by himself. No umbrella shading him, but he just could have cared less. And so I looked at that, and I looked over at him. He looked over, he's just like. But a lot of actors would have just blown a gasket to that. But he was just like, hey, look, they got to look great. They got to look good for the film. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Hell, look at me. And so and we just kind of had a little chuckle to ourselves. But just a hammer.
Action.
Gage! Let's get him in the trunk. Trixie, cover up any signs of blood.
Got it.
I got you again. Sorry, I got you again in the back.
Sorry.
I don't think I got any more of those.
No, you're done, dude.
I'm done. Good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that would be a picture wrap on Michael Hurst.
It's kind of weird me going because there's still all this movie to shoot. It's like, okay, new family now. Yeah, it's been good.
Oh yeah, I'm going home now.
I'm going
going back to New Zealand.
I'm going to show Bambi, the town
Really
and stuff. I just want to show because what I want to
difficult
show them
time on the
go,
shoot.
okay,
No, no,
this
it's been
is
great.
what should be seen by so
I'm
many
sad,
people.
sad to be going.
fucking
But I've got a DVD. First little piece on tape. No one else is going to see it.
No, exactly. That's
Bye.
great. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
And that's as far as he got because the stake bed is in the way. He doesn't get to go home to New Zealand after all.
Yeah, I don't like this scene. This is the one that I go, oh, I'm just gonna sit this one out. Not interested. Not interested in doing this at all.
Can I run back to see it? Because I don't want to.
I'm a very sensitive person, and I'm not even kidding about this. Like, I am very disturbed by seeing this because it looks very real, and I actually like Kevin Sorbo. And you don't need to do us to do like a reaction of
You can certainly do that initial kind of flinch back and stuff.
So I shouldn't say, oh my God, because I say that right away.
No, just keep it clean.
Okay.
You might slide him a little bit closer there, Julia.
Why is it doing that?
It's the pressure of the airbag.
Oh my God, that's.
Okay, so that much before we go?
Oh yeah.
And
You
you'll
guys,
tell
you guys
us?
just
You'll
keep.
talk us through it?
Yep.
And then where do you want us, where's a good place?
Put it on his mug. Okie dokie. Girls are coming back up. Copy that.
Oh, sorry.
And action. Sort of covering. This should be pretty good. Okay, set, ladies, and so on action, just give me a little bit of movement, like you're just kind of taking grip, and then we'll go on 3. Set, so kind of like grabbing it, getting a firm grip, and 3. Go ahead, ladies. Just start, just kind of like gripping at it, like. And 3, 2, 1, open.
How we feeling, guys? Good, Rick?
She's aiming for my face this time, in hopes of hitting my boobs. Of course, she's gonna hit my face this time.
And action!
I got you, girl! I got you! That's enough, my
Early on, it was, we're going to use my Thunderbird, '63 Thunderbird for the picture car. So it's like, okay, let's find another car that we can blow up. And so I remember talking with Lewis through Eric's. He's a good friend of Eric's. It's like, okay, you can, there's, the 61, 62, 63 all have the same body style. So, whatever you can do, just find, just go out there, we're literally going to see it for maybe 3 frames before it blows up. It doesn't need to be moving. So, go out there, look, and try and find some, car that's just a shell, like someone's gutted the engine and gutted the interior, and it's just kind of like this shell, or even if it's all rusted out. The amount of time we'll see it, it'd be great. So he's like, okay, cool. So a couple days pass, phone rings. I got your Thunderbird! I'm like, awesome, great, man, what is it, where are you doing? He says, I said, well, like where are you? He said, I'm on the 101 doing 65 right now with the AC blowing. At least it's immortalized in film, but that was a crime to the auto industry. That one was.
I'm ready. The producers have been fearless in their exploration of the minutiae of human existence, in exposing the loneliness of each, the bedrock of the human condition. They've looked into the awesome abyss of time. They've stared down the demon of sex in a cataclysm of linguistic contortion, and they have stepped beyond the mere phantasmagorical into a world shriven of all its external paraphernalia, with tits and guns.
Action!
Oh, fuck. Hey.
You alright?
I'm good.
The girls are equally as willing as I am and keen as I am to make this as good as possible with what we've got. So everyone's been really kind of proactive in dedicating time and, coming over to my house. Oh, sorry, my toupee tape is hanging out. Coming over to my house and practicing fights in the front yard with, during our weekends and our spare time. And the girls' energy and willingness has made a massive difference to what I've been able to choreograph in the fight. I'm like, all the time I'm choreographing, I'm like, okay, is Erin going to be capable of doing that? Can she do that and make it look amazing? What can Anne-Marika do? Can I throw this in there? And as well as, obviously what the characters would do.
Action!
You just slapped me on the back.
Action!
Stay down, Camaro. I don't want to kill you. Punch.
So it's been really great for me to be able to see how they move, and they're both so willing and excited about it that it stopped me having to be, because it was definitely a concern for me when when the characters were being cast. I was like, dude, tell me her background's not just that, please tell me she's actually flexible or she's capable, she's not going to complain about breaking a nail, or not just because that would be bothersome to me, but if you're trying to make an action fight about women and you want, quote unquote, the best women's fight in cinema history, then you want people that are capable of selling that, and I think these girls are, and it's exciting for me to be able to choreograph something that I would enjoy doing myself. Actually, obviously I'm getting to do it myself as well, but so it's been really exciting for me to work with these girls.
Action!
My leg is coming off.
Good. Good.
Mark, I have a quick question for you.
On the 21 insert,
here.
you see her hand trying to key.
Look good though.
Yeah.
I couldn't see when she came out and was doing
I feel
this
like
stuff.
Pigpen
You couldn't even see
from
her reactions
Peanuts.
out of it. It was
Yeah.
like out of frame.
No,
So
that's
you
all
saw
good.
her. And everything else looked connected.
Cool, thank
yeah.
you.
Actually, what looked really good was the hits in the sand because there was like pretty close.
Oh, good.
So that one looked good.
No need for lunch today.
Thanks, me.
Yeah.
Same thing?
No, on the last moment, the flip up on top, the punches, the roll off. You want Julia and Lily?
Do you like that car?
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh?
No, pretty.
Pretty?
Mhm.
You like purple?
Yes.
Would you drive that car if someone let you?
No.
No. How come?
It's too big.
I, of course, being a total geek and wanting to get as many bizarre little movie and TV references in the film as possible, I thought it would be great if Lily had her little Wolfie, Woof Woof doll with her, which for those of you who don't know, was Eddie Munster's doll from the Munsters.
I'm Woof Woof. I'm Woof Woof. And I'm going to be working with that Caitlin over there.
Is it?
I like her. She's a sweet little girl.
And I thought it was even better because, you know, Barris made the Munstermobile, and here we were with the Barris car, and Lily will be sitting in the back with Wolfie, and now we think she's kind of a creepy child, and she would have a creepy doll.
Isn't he cute?
No.
Well, young Caitlin Friedman, the adorable little girl who played Lily, sort of marches to her own drummer and sort of does whatever she wants and not necessarily what she's asked to do. And so I said, Caitlin, here, hold Woof Woof. To which she went, no! No! It was not a positive reaction. And hard as I tried to get her to hold Woof Woof, it was not going to happen. And so we were losing the light as usual, and the film needed to be shot. And sadly, Woof Woof did not make it into the film, but I'm happy that he's able to make an appearance now. But yeah, Caitlin was not having any of Woof Woof. This is what I love about child actors. You know, they just say no, and you're like, well, okay. You know, can you imagine if like one of your adult actors just went, no! You'd be like, okay, but you have to. It's what you're getting paid for. This is why we've hired you. No! Yeah. Well, the Faye Dunaway does that.
I'm wrapped! Yay! One more day. I'm so sad. That's so much fun.
We always kind of told Julia, it's just like, well, Julia, you are getting everything out of the way on your first film.
That's right.
So like when you start going to auditions down the road, be like, yeah, Julia, have you ever like, you know, done fight scenes? Oh yeah. Have you ever done made out with another one? Yeah. Have you ever, you know, been a circus nymph? Yeah. You know, it's just like.
You ever hung upside down like a trapeze artist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been a nurse? Yeah.
Have you ever shot an automatic weapon?
Yeah.
So.
Wielded a sword? Yeah.
The only thing she won't be able to tick off is full frontal nudity, but you know, she'll have to decide what she wants to do that. And then.
See, now isn't that funny? In a film like this, none of our girls get naked.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you we're going to get lambasted for that thing. But that was actually a conscious decision not to do that. Probably not wise.
You know, bitch slap is a unique juxtaposition of arcane stereotypes and postmodern sensibilities in a pervading miasma of jaded ennui. Many people would call it a hyperbolic parable, and yet for me, this movie will always remain strangely prophetic in its, dare I say it, revelatory use of tits and guns.
Each of us did 4 jobs. I mean, you know, I was the accountant and the production manager, as well as the producer and the writer. You know, Rick was the location manager until we were actually out there on location where we had Mike Hall. And so, you know, we just had to, and the same with, like I said, the same with Brian and Kat. It was just sort of a...
But and it was all part of, everyone did it because everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah, it
like,
was
you know,
part of the fun.
It was a lot of work, but it was just kind of like, oh, you know, but this is fun. You know, it's just, there was never the, you know, It was the grind. It was never that. I mean, we drove out to Palmdale, I don't know how many times. It was always just kind of, let's go on out there. Look at the locations. Cool. Oh, this is great. You know, so there's always just that kind of excitement, especially as the film got near, you know, closer and closer, and things were actually like, oh my God, this is going to happen.
What are you waiting for? Go on! Finish your sick little game!
I can't believe that it happened and it's done. You know, I can't believe that I'm starring in a movie. You know, it's just weird. Like, what? No, you're not. Oh my God, it's crazy. But I'm really, really proud of the work that everyone did, and I feel blessed and lucky, and I'm so grateful that they took a chance on me, because, I mean, audition tape is one thing, but really when you get them on set, how are they going to react? Are they going to be professional? Are they going to know their lines? Are they going to just totally flop and you have to recast? Like, I mean, there's a million things that could happen with someone who's never done anything, so I just appreciate the chance to just go out and do my thing, and, you know, and just try something completely foreign and new for me, you know? And I'm just so excited for the future, and Bitch Slap 2, and then 3.
You know, the writer's strike ended 3 weeks before I auditioned for this movie. And during the writer's strike, a lot of people were losing their homes. A lot of people were very, you know, disenchanted with the industry as a whole, myself included, because I had just gotten to a point where I was able to audition and I was booking work on a consistent basis, and then all of a sudden everything shut down. And it just makes you go, God, what the hell am I doing? So to be able to walk into this experience with producers who not only care, but actually love what they're doing and love the people that they've invited to join the party, to be able to work on material and a character that I love unconditionally and want to go continue exploring, want to put on her clothes again, want to say her words, want to think her thoughts, want to feel her emotions. That's a great joy for any actor to be able to have. And to be able to do it with girls that I respect, and girls that I want to be around, and girls that I can joke around with and have fun with, and a crew that I want to see in the morning. It was just an incredible experience. And I know that this movie is going to do well. I mean, people say, well, do you think anything's going to happen? And I go, well, why would I have done it if I didn't? I really do believe, I mean, so we may not win an Academy Award, but do I think that it will go down in history like a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that people will be watching it and we'll have a 20-year reunion and I'll still look fabulous? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's what's going to happen. So, yes, Bitch Slap has been a joyous experience, and I'm sure one day when I do all of my serious drama pieces, someone will go, oh, remember Bitch Slap? Oh my gosh. And they'll try to make light of it, and they'll try to, you know, play it down. And I can confidently say that no matter what else I do in my career, I will always look back fondly on Bitch Slap, and I will always be proud of the work that I did on this movie and be proud of the people that I was able to work with.
My final thoughts on Bitch Slap before I go off into my future are, I'm glad I'm not going to be dirty anymore. I'm glad that I'm not going to be running around in sand anymore. Glad that I'm not going to be covered in blood anymore. But I'm going to miss everyone really, really bad. And I think I might have to come back and check into the Townhouse Motel for a night or two just to, you know, relive part of the experience. Although it just won't be the same. I'll miss those Subway dinners in the lobby.
Fine. If you're not gonna fight, then you're gonna fuck. Prepare to come about, bitch.
Got it. Cut.
There's no final thoughts. No, there's continuing thoughts.
I'm up, dog. Right here with camera boys. Yo.
And I think a lot of the people on this movie, you know, certainly Kat, you know, said that right in her first meeting with us. You know, she said, look, I just came off a movie that was like 15 months, huge juggernaut of a movie. Everybody was unhappy. And it was really, really hard. 18-hour days, 6-day weeks, 7-day weeks. And, you know, I just need to cleanse my soul of the reason why I got into this business kind of thing in the first place. And certainly that's what it was for us from the beginning.
All right, now on this one, we're just like scream and yell about it. It's finally Ted's last day.
Yeah, I think, we were determined to make the experience fun for everybody as well. And I think that from the beginning, and never sort of wavered from that fact, knowing it was going to be hard.
Marker.
Set and action. Good.
Cut. Cut. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that'd be a picture wrap on Julia Ball.
Oh, you kidding?
Ladies and gentlemen, that would be a picture wrap on principal photography.
So, I mean, we did that consciously in the sense of we did set 12-hour days and we stuck to 12-hour days. I mean, we shortchanged ourselves in the sense of, normally be like, oh, let's milk out a couple more hours because then we can get a few more shots and we can do this, but that hurts the crew. The crew, unhappy crew, translates onto film, that sort of stuff. So it was just kind of like, no, this is the way we said we're going to do it, let's do it. So it was just more kind of adjusting to that, and it was great. I mean, it worked out.
Hey, we're wrapped. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Now on this one, look at each other. Come on. Come on.
It's one of the best experiences of my life. I mean, I from an enjoyable standpoint, I've seldom worked harder, but at the same time, it was certainly one of the most enjoyable experiences, if not the most enjoyable experience, shooting experience I've ever had. So,
yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was fun.
If you see only one movie in your life, make sure it's Citizen Kane. But if you plan to see more than one movie, Bitch Slap is the one for you. A life-enhancing, soul-affirming experience with more booty than Blackbeard's pleasure chest, babes hotter than a jalapeno enema, awesome tits, and guns that make really loud noises. Thank you.
Excuse me, did you wipe your butt? I need you to please hook down your pants so I can check.
Look, this is what I mean. I was always blue or in mud or in shit. That was my whole shtick. And he always got to do the good stuff. That's okay. I still love him.
Hi, we're here with Eric, our producer, and I'm the second AD. And I'd introduce you to the line producer. However, she somehow locked herself into the bathroom of the trailers here. She did something because we can't seem to get around.
Kevin? Kevin wants me to sign them for him. Well, he gives them the charity and stuff. Either that or makes it slide back on the side.
There we go.
Sally, you need to dress. The rest of the scene? Come on, they're calling for us right now.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen.
With a title like Bitch Slap, I figured this has got to be a movie I want to be in.
In what? What was this called?
Bitch slap.
Do you have a tape on that? Keep wasting the tape or whatever.